How high up do you think the corruption goes?
ทุกอย่างที่พูดมาขึ้นมาพูดไม่ได้
The corruption is so widespread that the senior police investigator on the case has fled Thailand, fearing for his life. Major General Pauline Parksirin is currently seeking political asylum in Australia after implicating top officials in the Thai government, military, and police force involved in human trafficking.
What happened after was a relatively sophisticated cover-up.
What does that mean? Does that mean that there was no massacre?
Meaning that the UN didn't have enough.
What happened after was a relatively sophisticated cover-up.
What does that mean? Does that mean that there was no massacre?
Meaning that the UN didn't have enough facts and was not able to ascertain enough facts that something actually occurred.
They saw children being killed, there were body parts in wells. The government that had just turned the corner was now perhaps complicit in crimes against humanity.
For the international community to know what's happening and not do anything, this is essentially the hallmark of complicity.
The human trafficking situation may have slowed down for now, but the conditions of Rakhine State show little signs of improvement. Worse, it seems as if the international community may be willing to accept the status quo, sacrificing the Rohingya for political expediency. Critics have alleged that the United Nations has prized maintaining good relations with the government over stopping the oppression of the Rohingya. These types of accusations against the UN are nothing new. In 2009, during the final stages of Sri Lanka's civil war, tens of thousands of civilians were killed by the army. The UN was criticized for failing to speak up and pressure the government in the lead-up to the mass killings.
When people face grave violations of human rights, they expect the United Nations to act. Yet in 2012, my internal review panel assessed UN action in the final stages of armed conflict in Sri Lanka as a systemic failure.
The internal investigation concluded that there was a systemic failure at the UN due to a culture of trade-offs with the government, combined with reluctance among UN staff in Sri Lanka to stand up for the rights of people they were mandated to assist. In order to prevent something like this from happening again, the UN launched the Human Rights Upfront Initiative, which aimed to put protection of human rights above all else. Unfortunately, there are many human rights workers, including its own employees, who say that with the Rohingya, the UN is once again failing to protect vulnerable citizens, including allegedly turning a blind eye to mass atrocities in Rakhine State. We brought those allegations to the UN's resident coordinator in Myanmar, Renata Desalegn. There's been recent accusations that the UN isn't doing enough and that they're complicit in crimes against humanity and other things that are happening there. How do you respond to those allegations?
The UN is actually doing quite a lot. We're advocating for their human